What is this, a downgrade? We went from 4 frames of animation in episode 1 to 2 frames of animation, and it's not even the most complex animation out there. All we see are 2 characters blinking at us. Not even a wink, not even some head movement, just some blinking. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Set Plays, where I play a game while adding commentary. You know the drill. And today we're going to be looking at Sonic 4 Episode 2. Why? Well, to be honest, it was a game that I was supposed to have played before Sonic Mania came out, but things have changed, and of course Mania came out just before I had the chance to play this game. And, well, let's just say that Mania was a huge priority for me because that was a game that I was extremely excited to play. And, well, that actually turned out a lot better than I expected because so many people actually gave me some positive feedback for that video. And by the way, for those of you out there that decided to subscribe to my channel through the Sonic Mania video that I did, I just want to personally thank you all so much. You guys are the best. And for those of you that also left commentary, just comments on my YouTube video saying that my video was actually really good, I also want to personally thank you so much, because you know what, that really like made me smile hard. And I mean it, I definitely mean it, because things were really rough around the time of Sonic Mania's release. Like, from my own personal life, let me just put it to you this way. There was a lot of things that's been going on as of lately. Like, I don't know if anybody actually knows this, but I live in South Florida. And if any of you guys have been catching up on the news, you'll know that there was a certain hurricane that came into our territory not too long ago. And yes, it definitely did hit my town. And it was a really awful experience overall. I was left with no electricity for about a week or so, which is why I haven't made any new updates at all, because it took me a while to get all my electricity back in my place, and it took even longer for the internet to come back. Luckily, now that everything is all back to normal and I was able to clean out everything in my driveway, I can safely say that everything is now back to normal. I am very happy to report that no one was injured in my area. My family is safe, I'm safe, and all my electronics and doodads at my own home, nothing is misplaced now. So enough about my personal life, let's actually talk about Sonic 4 Episode 2. Well, I'm not going to do a lot of criticism for this game, because honestly, I just want to sit back and relax while I play this game. But I definitely do want to point out that Episode 2 is definitely a huge improvement over Episode 1. Definitely a huge improvement. I actually like how Sonic Team actually did take a lot of the criticism that people had for the game and took it into they basically put a note on it and made sure to make a lot of those improvements for Episode 2. Unfortunately, the one improvement that they did not get around to working on is making sure that the physics of the game would play the way as the classics did. I'm almost led to believe that Sonic Team don't really know how to develop games with the classic physics. I don't think it's really their fault, because many of the key members of the original Sonic games have long since left the team, like Yuji Naka, who was a very important member of the crew. You know him. I'm pretty sure you all should know him if you're a huge Sonic fan. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, many of the key members have left. And of course, with Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2, like I had mentioned before, the games were developed by Dimps, a company that, while they may be pretty competent in the stuff that they develop, they were the ones responsible for Street Fighter V, for example, they certainly didn't know what was important about making a good Sonic game. Maybe it's because Sonic Team misdirected them, or maybe it's because they didn't get the memo. Who knows? But these games, they definitely try their best to look like the classic games, but they don't feel anything like the classic games. I've already said all this stuff before, but I think it bears repeating. But thankfully, if there's one thing that they did fix, is making sure that the game could actually be tons of fun and challenging. I remember struggling with episode 2 because there were a lot of things that the game threw at me that was like, whoa, that's a huge curveball. I wasn't expecting that kind of a challenge. And hopefully, as I play through this game, it won't be that tough for me. Oh, and by the way, I do like the neat addition that they did to this game in the form of Tails helping you out. Of course, for those of you that are very familiar with the Sonic games, you'll know that in starting with Sonic 2, you always had Tails accompanying you on your journey. However, all Tails really served was to have a second player join in on the fun. And because player 1 had priority on the screen, you know, it was really difficult for player 2 to tag along. They didn't really focus much on the co-op there. It was just one of those, as Aaron Weber calls it, a 1.5 co-op type game. I think that's what he said. There's no actual official term for how the multiplayer works in the Sonic games, but that's as close as we can get to it. Now here, what I do like about this game is that they made Tails more than just an accompanying buddy. They included Tails as a vital choice for letting players explore. Sonic can now hang on to Tails underwater, which was something he could already do, but you can summon it. You can actually willfully summon it by pressing the X button in the air, or when you're underwater, Tails will immediately come and grab Sonic, and the two of you are off. I think it's a really neat addition that I think should be the basis for how we should get more Sonic games in the future. It would have been neat if Sonic Mania actually had this this type of gameplay style. Of course, it's not that important. It really isn't. You still have your 1.5 co-op gameplay in Sonic Mania when you have Tails tagging along with you. Or if you input that code, or not even the code, if you unlock the cheat for Knuckles and Knuckles mode, where you can play as Sonic with Knuckles or Knuckles with Knuckles. Memes never die, I suppose. But it's nice to see that Sega has a good sense of humor. And I say Sega because they had to approve that sort of thing. It's not like Christian Whitehead could have just snuck that in there. And if he did, well, dang. Sonic Team and Sega are very unaware of the things that Taxman does behind their back, I suppose. Nothing much else I can really report. Again, I'm not going to do too much criticism. I will give the game some praise for where it stands. Not a perfect game, not a bad game, not a good game. It's somewhere in the middle. It's an average, fun little game. If I had to recommend any of the 4 games, like Episode 1 or Episode 2, I definitely would recommend Episode 2. Of course, if you have both games, you get the chance to play Episode Metal, where you play a separate game where you play as Metal Sonic, traversing through the Sonic 4 Episode 1 stages, but in reverse. It's really nothing amazing or anything to write home about. You're literally just playing the same exact stages, but in reverse. I think there's some minor changes to them, but I'm not entirely sure. I really am not. I also like this rolling ability. It can be kind of broken actually, because it can go super freaking fast. Look at that. The only problem is you can't turn around once you hit a wall. You have to like stop it. And the other problem that I have is that when you do summon Tails, there's like this brief pause. It would have been better if it was all instantaneous without the pausing. I could deal without the pausing. It would help make the game flow a little better. At least in my personal opinion. There we go. I forget that episode 1 and 2 have 3 acts for you to go through. Makes the game feel a little longer than it actually is, I guess. Well, I guess it is a long game. Another extra life. And I'm gonna need a lot of those because this game can be challenging. Not as challenging as maybe the classic games. I mean, it's been a while since I played this game. I barely, if ever, touched the PC version of Sonic 4 Episode 2. For reasons I already explained in Episode 1, but I guess it bears repeating yet again. It's because I got most of these Sonic games through a bundle, which also included Sonic 4. But it was sold to me at a cheap price. For 30 bucks, you get Sonic Adventure 1, 2, All-Stars Racing, Generations, 4, and a couple of other Sonic games that I forget. All that for 30 bucks. It's a steal. That's all I can really say. As much as I love these boss battles, they take forever for the presentation to get through. Although I do like how there's like a small influence over Perfect Chaos for this one. I mean, it sort of looks like Perfect Chaos. It even has the same tentacle placement. And even the mouth kind of resembles a little bit of how Perfect Chaos is. If that was the deliberate choice, then kudos to Sonic Team to actually going out of the way to do something like this. Or Dimps, or whoever called the shots. I really don't know who it was. I didn't do any homework in preparation for playing Sonic 4. I'm just speaking out of my mind based on my own experience, of course. It's pretty easy to abuse Tails' ability. Look at that. Just fly up, angle yourself down, and you're good. Of course, Robotnik could just hide in there while you're trying to fight back. Fly with me, Tails! Only Robotnik would harness the power of photosynthesis to fight Sonic. There we go. Just gotta position myself here and be safe from that laser attack. And of course, it took me a long time to get that. Hold on a sec. Gotta be really careful here. Oh boy. It's been a while since I played this game, so forgive me if I really suck at this. There we go. Goodbye, Robotnik. Nobody cares about you. Fly away, my little flicky friends. Sonic and Tails defeated the boss. I still don't understand why they don't just say Eggman or Robotnik. White Park Zone. A really cool snow stage that actually blends in with elements of I don't know if it's a trope because I don't see it very often, but it mixes in with the carnival type trope. But this isn't like the Carnival Night Zone. It feels more like the theme park from Sonic Adventure. What was it called again? It was called Twinkle Park. There we go. Yeah, it feels like a combination of Ice Cap Zone and Twinkle Park. And actually, you're going to be seeing that a lot in episode 2. Sonic Team opted to try to go for an originality by mixing 2 tropes together to give you a brand new Sonic experience. It works. I'm not complaining. Of course, those that are very nitpicky might probably say it's still unoriginal. But hey, people love Sonic Mania, and it just basically uses the same stages from the old games deliberately. Although that was more like Sonic Team's shot, they called the shots on that. Would have been so much better if all the stages were brand new, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. It's still an amazing game regardless. Of course, you already know how much I love the game based on the Let's Play that I did for it. I do like the effect of the stage. Like, as in, you're crawling through a cave, and you can see Sonic's shadow in the background. There's something about that detail that I like a lot. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about it that I do enjoy. And of course, the background just feels alive. Like, with all that stuff in the background, you know. Like, another praise I want to give for Sonic 4 Episode 2 is that the backgrounds, there's so much life to it. In Episode 1, the backgrounds were just boring static images. So it's nice to see that they really paid attention to the world of Sonic 4 Episode 2 this time around. It's not just the gameplay that's important, which, well, yeah, that is priority number 1. But you also want to make sure that everything around this world looks interesting to look at. It's a shame that the music itself isn't quite an improvement. Once again, Jun Tsunoy opted to try to limit himself in trying to make the Genesis music, or at least attempt to make the music sound like something from the Genesis. It kind of misses the spot. And with every ice stage, you just gotta have Sonic snowboarding. And that's another thing I like about Tails. You can actually save yourself from a bottomless pitfall by, you know, summoning Tails. You just got to be careful when you fly your way back up, because if you button mash that jump button, Tails will wear himself out and end up getting tired. So you got to be really careful about that. Rolling sky high. Whee! Come on, Tails, let's roll over. I need that extra life, Tails. Come with me. There we go. Yet another extra life. I'm gonna skip out on the bonus stages just because I really don't want to waste too much time. Oh my god, they're just handing it to me. But again, I'm gonna need them all. I will admit I like this song a lot. It's got a lot of energy to it. And this is a really cool transition. We went from a snow area to the theme park that we saw in the background. Also, this music sounds so close to Twinkle Park. I think at this point, I think it's safe to say that this entire stage draws inspiration from Twinkle Park. It does help that, you know, Jun Tsunoy was responsible for writing the music for Twinkle Park, which uses elements of music from, what was that game? Sonic 3D Blast, which was a soundtrack that Jun Tsunoy worked off of. And everything comes full circle. That's always cool to know. All these moving platforms, man. So much dangers and hazards. You could get squashed here easily if you're not careful. I kind of wish the game wouldn't have to constantly remind me that I can use Tails' abilities. It feels like a lot of hand-holding. Like, let the players figure it out for themselves. Of course, it is a new concept, so it's understandable that Sonic Team might be worried that people would forget how to do the ability. But you would think that after like 4 or 5 stages, they'll catch on. But unfortunately, that's not the case, because even at the very end of the game, you still get reminded that you could do Tails' abilities. What a shame. There doesn't seem to be a way to disable it either. Kinda wish there was. I don't need to be reminded of how to play the game. I can experiment it on my own, thank you very much. And there we go. Safe and sound. Another extra life? I have got to stop saying that, I swear. With how many lives this game dishes out at me, I think we're gonna get bored of hearing me say that all the time. And now suddenly the music is mellow. Why is that? Oh, I guess it has something to do with us being underwater for a change. I gotta give it to Sonic Team yet again. They really did try to dish out a lot more variety here. I almost forgot that there was an underwater segment in this area. So again, kudos for the attempt at trying to bring some originality into this game, even if it means drawing inspiration from everything we already knew about the old games. Hold on. There we go. Those seal remind me of like that buddy from Donkey Kong Country 2. You remember? The one where you had to like stomp on his stomach or his back in order to make him freeze the water? Because ordinarily the water is like a lava or whatever sort of hot liquid it is. Yeah, that's what I'm reminded of. I am glad that Tails doesn't get tired when he's swimming. Kinda makes no sense though, because he's still using his tails to float around. Of course, it's much easier to do it in the water, I suppose, because you don't weigh quite as much like outside of the water as you do in the water. I don't know. I will never understand the science behind the Sonic series, so cut me a break. Let's just swimmingly get through these guys. There we go. Ah! Unexpected giant polar bear. A robotic polar bear. Oh boy. Oh, so easy to destroy those guys. But you gotta be really careful. If you get too close to them, you could get frozen and instantly die from that frozen segment. Oh crap, there we go. No way. Don't worry, Tails. I have rescued you from drowning. Oops. There we go. Come on. This segment also reminds me of, not the water segment, but just the whole design of this level in general. Reminds me of Ice Cap Zone from Sonic Adventure. Again, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. An extra life just sitting there, waiting to be picked. How convenient. It's almost like the game is warning me that something's gonna happen up ahead. But I wonder what it could be. Let's just find out for ourselves now, shall we? Jeez, like this game just wants to give me lives. It's like, here you go, don't worry about it. The game is really challenging, but we'll make it easy for you. Oh yeah! Now it's time for a Metal Sonic fight. This is a really neat fight. I'm a sucker for boss battles where you have to be running towards the enemies. Just like the Studiopolis Act 1 boss. I totally dig that boss battle a lot. Even if it is really simple overall. Come on, boys, just you and me. Oops. Oh, crap. There we go. Oh boy, that was close. I was already there, Metal Sonic. Can't you see I'm right here now? And now I'm over here. You can't touch me. Ah! Okay, I stand corrected. Well, that was surprisingly easy. Whoa! Almost forgot about that bit. Holy crap. Yeah, gotta be real careful. There we go. I sense one more hit is needed. It's nice to know this is like the longest roller coaster in the world. There we go. Yeah, that was definitely just one hit that was needed. Not only do we have penguins and flickies, we also have rabbits. And those have got to be the most adorable rabbits I have ever seen in my life. I don't even know if they have an official name. I've seen them in the at the Olympic Games as part of the audience, which I always thought was actually a really neat addition, along with the flickies, of course. And now we're making our way to Oil Desert Zone. Not Oil Ocean, Oil Desert. There's a difference. Although, let's be honest, it definitely is another, like, not another, but like it's heavily drawn inspiration from Oil Ocean Zone. The only difference is we're not at an ocean, we're surrounded by a desert. Full of nothing but windstorm everywhere too. Which is actually a really cool idea because it pushes you around. So you have to make your jumps a lot more, you have to plan out your jumps a little bit more carefully. But it doesn't really change anything dynamic. Although I do like the background. Background looks really sick with the smoke and fog. Yeah. Freaking dung beetle bots. Leave me alone. Time to speed, kid! Oh boy. Yeah, I could save myself like that. Oh boy. You know what? Screw this. Let's go upwards. Of course, that percussion sounded eerily similar to Metropolis Zone, now didn't it? Yeah, I think because of the percussion, it makes me think that this stage also draws inspiration from Metropolis Zone. Of course, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. I say that a lot, don't I? It's almost like I could read Sonic Team like a book. But I'm no genius. I'm just a Sonic fan that likes to play these games and note the little small details. Oh crap! Nah, it's not like I could save myself from that. I hate that. I really wish he could recover just a bit after getting hit by the spike so he could summon Tails again. There we go, safe and sound. Now roll with me, Tails, because I like doing this move a lot. Whee! Well, that sure was exciting, now wasn't it? What, no extra life? You have failed me. Gee, isn't it even more obvious where this stage draws inspiration from? I'm not saying that in a bad way, though. Or as a bad thing. Because although it does draw inspiration from Oil Ocean Zone, it still feels unique enough to stand out on its own. Actually, it would be interesting to see stages from Sonic 4 Episode 2 make a comeback in later stages. I had actually joked with my friends, wouldn't it be cool if we saw a stage from Sonic 4 Episode 2 make it back in Sonic Mania, but in a 2D sprite form kind of way? It would have been neat. I mean, it would have been unnecessary and probably pissed off a couple of people, but I still think it would be pretty neat to see some of the stages in this game come back in a different form altogether. I mean, even though people may not like Sonic 4 for obvious reasons, I still think that the merits of its design in Part 2 is enough for it to, you know, be carried over in other games. This is ridiculous. Look at that. This spinning move is like overpowered. Also, Tails, why do you have a shield and not me? That's not fair. And there we go. Safe and sound like always. Oh, now you give me an extra life. How thoughtful. A crude trap. I wonder what kind of trap it is and why it's so crude. Oh, yeah. I remember this segment now. It was a pain in the butt. Roll with me, Tails, for it is the only way to survive this stage. Alrighty. Another trap. You know what would have been really cool? Is if in one part you get inside something that looked like an hourglass. Because, you know, hourglass are filled with sand. Oh crap! Nah. It's getting challenging. I gotta be really careful now. Oh. I couldn't just break that with my spin dash, apparently. Darn it! I have a force of habit of doing all the little cool tricks that I do in the actual Sprite games. Curse you, Sonic Team, for making me think outside the box. Or lack of, I suppose. I don't know. There we go. Safe and sound yet again. Now that wasn't so bad now, was it? Let's continue rolling like a ball because it's the safest option along the way. It's also the fastest. Look at this! This is ridiculous! Oh, okay. I thought I was about to end up falling to a bottomless pit there. Another extra life. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm saying that way too often, if that attack was inspired from that bit from Sonic Heroes. You know, where you had to build up that gauge and then suddenly everyone had like this special attack. Like where Tails kicks Sonic in the butt after Knuckles throws the both of them and then Sonic goes flying all over the stage in order to create this giant AoE attack. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh crud. Screw that, just abuse the invisibility frames. There we go. Jeez, I really hate that CGI artwork for Sonic because he has like the ugliest looking smile. It looks very wrinkly. Really don't like it. I'm so glad that they stopped doing that weird smile with the Sonic 4 series. And now onward to the boss battle of this stage. This one can be annoying because it's all about waiting it out. Well, half waiting, half avoiding damage and attack and all that sort of thing. I do like the setting for it. It's actually really, really cool. Like, this is what I like. Robotnik was able to build a robot right in front of your face using nothing but the junk that was left in this area. That to me is actually really neat. There we go. There we go. Gotta be careful not to get squashed by the box. I don't know if I'm remembering it right or wrong, but I think you could die instantly if that box lands on top of you. I am not gonna test it out though. Oh, and now we are introduced to the crate bombs. These are even worse than the regular bombs. Oh, crud. There we go. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I have to have at least a couple of rings in my arsenal. Oh, I think that was the end of it. Oh no, wait, no. We still have this segment to deal with. What did you have to do again? Well, hit its feet, of course. There we go. That was surprisingly simple. Then again, that robot was made of literal junk. So what were you actually expecting out of that, Eggman? Thanks to you, I saved a bunch of eggs and bacon right now. Yeah, I'm not really surprised at this point. Alright, what's the next stage? Sky Fortress Zone. The tornado takes off. This I actually like a lot. Of course, this entire stage draws inspiration from Sky Chase Zone, but this one was given a little bit more action to it. You'll see what I mean in a bit. Seems like a classic tale of Sonic and Tails chasing after Eggman on the plane. But what's this? It looks like Metal Sonic has his own plane. The plot thickens. In this act, you'll take to the sky aboard Tails' tornado. Let's see, you can still on standing on the tornado, press X to use the tornado boost to break through obstacles. So, okay, I remember now. And I will admit, I actually like this song a lot. While it may not... Well, actually, no, not even. Like... Okay, let's just say I really do like the song a lot. It feels adventurous. It definitely does. Oh, and you gotta be really careful, like, when you and the tornado split direction. There we go. because you'll have to make use of the platforms for the time being to give Tails enough time to land in front of you to continue moving through the stage. This is really cool though, like it really does feel more in tune with what we should get out of like a segment like this. Some people say that Sky Chase is a boring stage, and I will agree, but it's still a nice stage overall because it's designed to be a breather after going through that immense Metropolis Zone stage. Oh, there we go. I think this is the part that I messed up in a lot back when I had this game on the 360. Hopefully I don't make too much mistakes here. I am doing this all by memory in one go, because again, I haven't played this game in forever. And if you're playing this game in two-player mode, the other player would actually be controlling the plane himself, and Sonic would have more control on running around on the plane. Which is a cool idea overall. Both players need to be constantly talking over with each other to make sure you know what you're doing. When I was playing this game with my brother, it was tons of fun working together. I was originally going to do a Let's Play with me and my brother, but it's really late here right now and it's a school night, and I really need to make sure that my brother's doing his homework and going to bed early. And let the grown-ups have fun playing video games at midnight. There we go. Not bad. Oh, and here comes the part where I have to go on without Tails. Sorry, Tails. Apparently this game only operates in 2D. If it was in 3D, you could just fly to the side of this area. Oh, hello again, Tails. What took you so long? Oh boy, Cannonball. Metal Sonic ain't playing games whatsoever now. He wants to see me dead. But don't worry, I got another extra life. Give it your best shot. There we go, I remember now. Ah, I missed it. There we go. I have to admit, this is actually really cool to me. Like I said many times before, I am a sucker for moments where you see stuff going on in the background and you have to interact with it while everything is going on, like moving forward. I love that. Nice to see that that's in full action here in a sky level of all places. Ooh, that was good. Nice to know the homing attack can be useful sometimes. Come on, Metal Sonic. You can go down with the ship. There we go. Metal Sonic falls. Yeah, obviously. Cue the extra life. There we go. They're just handing it out to me like it's candy. I hope it's mint candy, because that's Tails' favorite candy. And now we've gone on to the very obvious Flying Fortress stage. I mean, not Flying Fortress. That's what I called it in Sonic Mania, but that was my mistake. I meant to say Wing Fortress. I always get that mixed up for some reason. And of course, what's a Wing Fortress stage without the cluckers? Or the wind tunnels. Come on, there we go. Oh! There we go. Oh, okay, I actually do like this bit too, where you're running against the gates. It's true Sonic fashion, if you ask me. We should have more stages like that. There we go. Come on. Keep running, keep running. There we go. Oh, need that invincibility. This is the only game that I can think of where you can have the invincibility and the shield at the same time. Weird. Oh. Well, it's alright. I can fly anytime. Oh, why did I jump? Oh, hey, that thing. Come on. Go for broke. Hey-ya! Amazing, I did all that to kill 3 enemies. More homing attacking goodness. Gotta have a reason for those enemies to be laid out in front of you after all. Oh, this bit. Come on, no mistakes. There we go. Safe and sound. All the time. See, what I think is unfair is the fact that because this is a game where Sonic and Tails really do work together, why does Sonic still get priority over that signpost? It should have been Sonic and Tails standing side by side in it, don't you think? But no, Sonic has to hog all the spotlight. How dare you? Nope. No. Ah. For once, the idea of using Tails to rescue you is like such a great idea. I'm almost surprised we don't have any more of that kind of stuff in later games. Well, I mean, the idea of bottomless pits is a really bad idea in general, but if you could save yourself from a bottomless pit like that, I would be... If we had more games, I should say, that had that kind of feature where you could save yourself from a bottomless pit, I'd be more than grateful to just leave it there, you know? Or like, just include that addition. And admittedly, that looks cool too. And thankfully, it doesn't wear out its welcome. Make it short and sweet. It would have been cool if you could control this bit though. I don't know how it would work. Well, certainly you wouldn't be able to do like the whole foreground background movement sort of thing. But if you could just move up and down or something, that would have been nice. And now for some flying action. Oh, crud! Didn't realize Tails could get hit by the fire too. I mean, it makes sense, but damn. I'm so used to the hitbox for Sonic alone that I didn't actually pay attention to Tails' own hitbox. Funny. Also, I like the minor detail with the sunlight here and how like all the objects in the background are casting a shadow. Even Sonic and Tails are casting a shadow. It's a really cool attention to detail that I actually love about this stage. I mean, it's not the most incredible thing in the world, but again, I really like those minor touches. It's the little things that I always look out for. It was also fairly impressive seeing that effect on the iPhone. I used to have an iPhone, and I had Sonic 4 Episode 2 on my iPhone for a while, and even though the game chugged like shit, holy shit, like 2 frames per second, it was still pretty neat to see like the effects of the game in action. Whoa! Almost forgot to have Tails rescue me. So anyway, yeah, the effects of this stage in general look pretty darn cool. It's too bad there isn't that many graphical options that you could tweak with for this game on the PC. There is certainly no feature to turn on anti-aliasing or anything like that. And since there isn't that much mod support for Sonic 4 Episode 2 as far as I know, it's gonna end up being one of those bare bone games on the PC. It's too bad really, because this game could really benefit from more mods if it had any. There we go. Just hurry up and give me the life already. Thank you. Seriously, every stage of life. Showdown in the skies. Now we're back on the plane. Oh, and see, this is what I mean, like the shadow effect on the rings. Even the rings have them. That's really cool, actually. Oh, you want a race, Metal Sonic? If it's a race you want, it's a race you'll get. Or a battle. Either way is fine by me. Oh, even the plane can get hurt. I forgot about that. Was there something in particular I had to do? I forget. Yeah, there is something I have to do, but I honestly don't know what it is. Oh man. The game's not gonna tell me anything. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what I'm supposed to do. I have to hit Metal Sonic himself. Yeah, that's what I needed to do. Duh. Jesus. I am such a dumbass. There we go. It would have been a little bit more obvious if the ship was just a little further down, because when you're looking up and the plane is moving to the left, the HUD on the left side of the screen can actually block your view from what you really need to do. But there we go. I remember now. Invincibility frames always prevails. Doesn't matter how many rings you have, all you gotta do is make sure you got one and then just abuse the invincibility frames at any time you can. That's always been my philosophy when it comes to these Sonic games. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that plays like that anyway. Whoa! There we go. Whoa, holy crap. Oh, are you kidding me? Ah, instant deaths are always the worst. And I gotta do this entire segment all over again. I seriously hope that this Let's Play doesn't get drawn out for too long because of my constant death that is going to await me ahead of this area. Time to put my skills on. Would have been great if you could hit him more than one time in that part. But no, you gotta wait for every segment. Wait until Metal Sonic rears his ugly head and then hit him. It can get kind of drawn out and boring. I mean, the whole scenario looks amazing, but it does get monotonous if you keep messing it up over and over again. Well, this is new. But at least I got another extra life. There we go. Come on. Screw perfection. Oh man, I really do need a ring. There we go. Oh man. Jeez. There we go. Yeah, at least the plane is impervious to those lasers. Somehow. There we go. In your face. Luckily, it was only one hit that was needed. And the pattern is fairly easy to catch on once you know what's going on. There we go. Fly away, my little friends. Thankfully, it's not those turtles that I rescued, otherwise they'd be falling to their death. Another extra life, you say? Why, thank you very much. Oh no, this place is falling apart. Eggman's trying to get away. What shall we do, Tails? Now, why would Eggman leave a spare, escape pod? I ask you. It's also kind of cool to see Sonic and Tails like worried about where they're going. And where are they going? That looks like another version of the Death Egg. But is it really? Hell if I know. I never really followed the story for Sonic 4 at all. To me, the story here is a bit non-canon from my understanding. I don't even know. But first, we gotta have a duel with Metal Sonic. For those of you that have motion sickness, you may want to look away now, because this stage can get really topsy-turvy. I get a headache just looking at this sometimes. And I'm not even prone to motion sickness. There's just something about this stage that just looks so wild. Another extra life. I hope I get 30 lives by the time I beat this stage and game in general. And here comes Robotnik and Metal Sonic, working together to stop me. Very rarely whenever you see them working together. Is this a survival segment? I almost forgot. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Jeez. Gotta be careful with those spirit bombs. There we go. Oh, that was too close. I can't be doing too much commentary here because I'm so focused on this fight. There we go. Oh, great. And of course I had to die. Alright, let's try that again. At least I know what to do. I'm gonna try my best not to make too much mistakes. It's just really tricky to catch up to Metal Sonic in this segment. There we go. There we go. Okay, not bad, not bad. Thankfully, I was able to do this much more quickly. Goodbye, fellas. And now for even more topsy-turvy segments. Courtesy of Eggman and his weird egg designs. Sure wish there was a shortcut here so I could be able to skip through all this. Maybe there is, I just don't know this by heart. After all, I don't actually play this game very often. See, look, we're at the last stage, and it's reminding me of what to do. Even weirder is the fact that the picture they use is from Sylvania Castle. Jeez. Talk about not putting faith in the player. Oh yeah. Gotta fly. Yet another extra life. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna make it to 30 lives in this segment. Ow. Damn it! Come on. And of course, Metal Sonic beats me. Alright, let's try that again. I do like that they remixed Stardust Speedway here. It's almost like it's an indication of the fact that you gotta race against him. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Alright, let's abuse the shit out of this as we beat Metal Sonic. Sorry, Metal Sonic, you're too slow. Oh yeah, that extra life. I could have gotten those 30 lives if it hadn't been for those 2 deaths of mine. How funny. But now we've made it to the final boss. We've reached the center of this entire area. You could say we've reached the heart of this area. Well, not quite, but almost there. Haha, see what I mean? I actually like this boss battle. I mean, it's a bit confusing, but nonetheless, it's actually pretty creative. What better way than to fight Robotnik in the center of the death egg than by fighting him in a machine that looks like a giant heart? Alright, here we go. Let's do this. There we go. I have no idea what's going on here. Luckily, Tails' tails can hit Robotnik. Oh boy, and I got no rings now. Let's see. Maybe this will work out just fine if I could just make it up there safely. Oh, wait a minute. Am I supposed to do this move? There we go. I almost forgot about that. Oh boy. Aww. And I was too close to the electric part. Okay, but at least I know what to do. I almost feel like that was the last hit that I needed to do. I'm gonna hate myself if that was the case. But since I lost count, I'm not entirely sure now. This intro is completely unnecessary. Like, seriously. For speedrunners, this must be a nightmare. Just having to watch this entire segment unfold. And the timer's still going. It's not like you can even skip this part. Jeez. Come on, Eggman. Show me what you got. Alright, let's go. Alright, so as long as I play it safely, I should be fine. I'm going to try my best not to get those rings either, because I'm going to need that reserve. There we go. Maybe I could just skip the part about jumping on the platform and just fly straight into Eggman's face if possible. Warp Zone! Honestly, I have no idea what that's supposed to be. There we go. Much, much better. Oh, crud. There we go. Much, much better. It's so easy to lose your rings here, though. It's just so chaotic. Warp Zone! Again, I don't know what that's supposed to be about. But you can see the pieces are falling off now. Oh wow, double hit. What luck. And once again, Warp Zone! There we go. Was that the last hit? Indeed it was. It's over! Woo! Endurance race. Give me that extra life. You know you want to. There you go. Even when I beat the game, I'm still swimming in lives. Anyway, the whole place is breaking apart. I think it's time we skedaddle the hell out of here. Luckily, Eggman left those two convenient escape pods there. One for each of our heroes. Created by Sonic Team, with Dimps completely uncredited. Take of that what you will. And slowly we see our heroes drifting away from the death egg. At least I think it's a death egg. It does look different. From my understanding, it's supposed to be the device that holds a little planet together. What for? Well, I guess we'll have to find out in Sonic 4 Episode 3. Wait a minute. That never happened. Whoa, well. I don't know what to tell you. When it comes to storytelling, hey, there we go. Now we have Dimps that's credited. There we go. Anyway, I consider this story non-canon just because really everything is left in the open. And honestly, the more you really try to think about when it comes to the story of this game, the more it makes no sense, really. Honestly, I think this game didn't need to be called Sonic 4 because now it just adds even more confusion over the fact that, you know, this is the game that doesn't live up to the original trilogy. It really shouldn't have bared the name 4 to begin with. Maybe if it was Sonic Advance 4, it would have been a little bit more acceptable. Anyway, I think I'm going to take a break now. Oh, it's been a long night. Anyway, for anyone out there who is crazy enough to watch this entire Let's Play, once again, I just want to say thank you very much. For all you people that actually enjoyed my Sonic Mania Let's Play, enough to the point that you wanted to subscribe to this channel, again, I thank you so very much. I didn't think that my video would be entertaining whatsoever. And with all that positive feedback that I was receiving, it just gives me more of a motivation for me to do more Let's Plays. And trust me when I tell you, there's going to be plenty more coming up in the far future. Of course, because I have a busy life, it's one of those you're going to have to wait a while. But I do promise you that every time I add a video, it's going to be something that I'm going to put a lot of effort into. And I do it simply because I want to have fun and because I want people out there to entertain themselves with whatever it is I got. If my videos make you happy, then I know I'm doing a great job, and that's all the more reason for me to continue doing this sort of thing. I don't ask for people to like and subscribe my videos. That is something I don't like doing because to me that feels so artificial. When I see people actually like and subscribe when I tell them not to, that just shows that I'm doing something right. I may not be the most famous YouTuber out there, but I do try with what I got. I just want to get that out of my chest. There's going to be more stuff coming in the far future. So, as Sonic and Tails drift back to Earth, I think it's time I can finally say goodbye. Collect all the Chaos Emeralds? Maybe I'll do that another time. But anyway, thank you all for watching once again. And until next time, this is Set, signing off.